Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can't Fly. It's cold, baby, it's cold. Hey, so welcome to part 2 of this winter flying, and welcome, happy spring. Spring has sprung. So I'm happy to report this will probably be my last flight in the winter. Well, it will be my last flight in the winter because it's time for spring. But you know, certainly I wanted to finish out this last flight that I did in the winter and show some of the landings that I did. And it was interesting because, you know, as you will see,
South Jersey Bonanza, mile and a half north, entering left downwind,
let's get
runway
into it.
08
Let's get on
South
part 2
Jersey.
of this winter flying business.
Alright, so I think it's time to start descending. Deck is 1500.
Planning a nice 500 feet per minute descent is very important in the winter time because you don't want to descend too fast and shock cool the engine. That's not good for the engine and not good for the pilot.
Oh, so you can see like ice over there on the water. Crazy.
This goes to show you how cold the air temperature was. I mean, it was cold and had been very cold. And again, that was all that went into the planning on this cross country.
I'm gonna slow myself down here. I'm gonna do a 360 here.
So one of my concerns, and the reason why I did a 360 is I wanted to give some spacing. There was another aircraft that was flying kind of parallel with me out to deck. So I wanted to just give them some spacing, so I figured I would just do a nice 360 to give them time to get closer to deck and just create some space. So thank goodness for that training.
I kept seeing an aircraft close to me. So I'm doing this 360 to create some separation because that other airplane may be going to deck too. So that's why those steep bank turns and stuff like that, those types of maneuvers are important.
Archer, I'm crossing from the 19.
Alright. A mixture of full rich. Start coming down here.
As you know, one of the things that I love and hate about deck is that it challenges me to locate the airport, but it challenges me to find the airport. And so sometimes this, you know, spotting this field, no matter how many times I go out to it, seems to be difficult every time.
Traffic, Piper 3622 Papa taking 19er for left close traffic deck.
And deck traffic, Cessna 92789 about 10 miles east of the field, inbound for runway 19er. We'll be looking for traffic, deck.
Deck has 1 in the pad.
Roger that for deck.
Runway 28,
See, this is why flying is never boring. It's always something. So there's lots of people on comms, and there's one in the pattern at deck, and I'm hitting a little bit of turbulence. So gotta be on your P's and Q's.
Alright, so there's one in the pattern at deck, so I'm going to be looking for him. Alright, doing my descent into deck.
Deck traffic, 22 Papas, left crosswind, 19er deck.
That's the other aircraft I need to be cognizant of where he is at all times. Now, he's left crosswind, but that means he's getting ready to do another pattern. So that means I have to understand where he is as I come into the pattern myself.
Alright, so I'm looking for... There's a guy in the pattern at deck.
As you look out the windscreen, of course, I'm looking for the airfield, and you can't see him, but see, there's just a whole lot of nothing. But he's out there somewhere.
Deck traffic, 22 Papas, left downwind, 19er deck.
Okay, so the good news is I know where he is. The even better news is he's already in the downwind, and I'm going to be entering into the downwind too, so I know that I'm going to be behind him. So in terms of projecting myself out in space, I know where he is, I know how the runway is situated, and I know what I'm going to do. And so all of that awareness, we're good to go.
And deck traffic, Cessna 92789er, 5 east of the field, inbound for runway 19. Going to be looking for Papa in the pattern deck.
And with that call, I'm just letting the traffic in the pattern know that I'm on my way in and that I'm aware that he's out there. Just to give him some peace of mind that I'm aware of what's going on and that I'm probably going to be number 2.
Airplane coming into deck. How close are you to the field?
About 2 miles east, gonna be entering the 45 for the left downwind.
All right, we're going to do an expedited taxi back to the end of 19. I think we have time.
Okay, if not, I'll be looking for you, and there you'd be. I'll just do a 360 for separation.
I think we're good. We're not that far down the runway. We're expediting our back taxi to the end of 19.
All right, roger that for deck.
And I was so happy that that other airplane and that other pilot was communicating with me because it really made me understand what the situation is and what we had. But you can see I'm looking around. I'm still trying to find the field, to be completely honest with you, because at some point I'm going to have to make a right turn. And so I'm hoping that I won't get too close to the runway before I have to make this downwind turn. So it was really kind of annoying that I couldn't find the field, especially since I've been here so many times. I just don't know. Deck just challenges me. But I was really concerned because I knew that other airplane was back taxiing, and I wanted to make sure that I gave him enough time to back taxi and clear the runway.
Deck traffic, 22 Papa. We're off the end of 19. It's all yours, so we're just sitting in the run-up area.
And now the pressure is even greater because now he's waiting for me to land. Oh boy.
All right, roger that.
And I'm searching. And I'm searching. And I'm searching.
Where are you?
And at the last minute, I see it. And it's right there. And I'm like, oh, come on, dude. Really? No bueno, Russ.
All right, deck traffic, Cessna 92789er, left downwind for runway 19er deck.
And you can hear I'm rushed because I'm rushing now to make this turn because I'm really too close to the field.
All right. Repeat, first notch of flaps, and depth traffic, Cessna 92789er, left base for runway 19 deck.
Deck traffic, Cherokee 90064, and a final for 13, legal.
And deck traffic, Cessna 92789er, final for runway 19 deck.
And as you can hear in my voice, I'm kind of frustrated that it took me so long to find the runway, and you know that there was somebody waiting for me, so I felt traffic. I mean, not traffic. I felt pressure, but suffice it to say, the thing that kept ringing in my mind is fly the airplane, stay coordinated. That base to final is a dangerous turn. You don't want to be all in your head and be uncoordinated and have a problem. All right, let's land.
Deck traffic, Cessna 8578 Juliet, 10 miles southwest, inbound for landing 19 deck.
And deck traffic, Cessna 92789er, going around runway 19 deck.
Didn't like it. When in doubt, go around.
Deck traffic, Cessna Piper 3622 Papa, taking the active 19er, and we're going to do a westbound turnout deck. We're going to abandon that departure at deck. We're going to do a crosswind and then depart on the crosswind to the west deck.
All right, affirmative, deck traffic 92789er, left crosswind for runway 19 deck. And deck traffic 92789er, turning downwind for runway 19 deck.
So I've already said that a good landing starts with a good pattern, and my pattern was horrible. And that all started because I couldn't find the field. Also, I was worried about where the other traffic was, and so I came in high and hot and didn't like it at all.
Deck traffic, 22 Papa is left crosswind on 1 for 19, and we have the traffic in front of us inside.
RP, first notch flaps, nose coming down.
Okay, definitely focused on flying a better pattern this time so I can set myself up for a better approach and have a successful landing this time. Fingers crossed.
Deck traffic, 22 Papa's downwind for 19, and we're going to depart the pattern to the west, deck.
And deck traffic, Cessna 92789er is left base for 19 deck. And deck traffic, Cessna 92789er final for runway 19 deck.
Everything is looking much better. About better altitude, better alignment, better speed. You know, everything is coordinated and definitely feeling a lot better. And that just started with flying a better pattern. And so one of the things that I definitely learned is that if I'm discombobulated on, you know, finding the airport and my pattern's jacked up, just be prepared to go around. All right, let's land. For real.
Little squirrely. Lord have mercy. That was horrible. In deck traffic, Cessna 92789er back taxiing for runway 19 deck.
Use caution over the Donegal Springs Airport, 2 minutes till skydivers, 5,500, Donegal Springs.
So I don't have to worry about skydivers, but man, that was a challenging sequence of events. And, you know, the other thing was I wasn't exactly sure what the runway looked like because you could see that there's snow out of the window there. But fortunately for me, the runway was clear. So, whew, praise God on that one. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get back to Quakertown and finish up this winter flying madness.
And deck traffic, Cessna 92789 clear runway 19 deck. Whew, that was terrible. Peace, dude. Yeah, that was pretty bad. And depth traffic, Cessna 92789er, departing runway 19, out to the east, deck. Alright, clear, left and right, flaps are up, mixture's full rich, trim is set for takeoff, fuel tanks on both. Alright, heels to the floor, full power, everything measures up. Oil temp, oil pressure all in the green, suction is in the green as well. Airspeed is alive and rotate. And deck traffic, Cessna 92789er, left crosswind, turn out to the east, last call deck. Alright, so all I can tell you is that landing sucked so bad. I mean, so bad. I mean, bootylicious landing. So you can see I had to do a go around, and I'm gonna tell you the landing wasn't that great. So yeah, so that was just definitely nuts. definitely nuts. All right, so now we're going to Quakertown, so that's what's gonna be new, and hopefully the cameras hold up, so you can at least see me land somewhere new for the first time. And so actually, while I am getting myself situated there, I need to do my climb checklist. So mixture, power is full, taxi landing light off, climb checklist is complete. Alright, so I'm climbing up to my cruise altitude of 5,500 feet, and on my way to Quakertown. Now that whole situation was like pretty bad. I got too close, I came in too fast, so I had to go around, and then when I landed, man, that's why I practice, because you know, you can never get enough practice. You know, you think, oh, you've been to that airport a million times, you should be able to do that in your sleep. Yeah, no, not where I am, not with my level of experience, not there yet. But that's why you practice. Alright, so I'm on my way to Quakertown, never been there before. Gonna see what it's like to land at Quakertown. Alright, so at my cruising altitude of 5,500, pitch, pull some power. Alright, let's trim her out. Alright, let's get some mixture. Now I'm just leaning out the mixture. Alright, so I heard the drop in RPM and cranked it back in. So we're good.
Of course, after leaning out the mixture, I got everything set and went through my checklist and cruised on to Quakertown. And so let's jump to that landing. Now, I'm not gonna front, as I came in, I had a really hard time on this landing. I think it was because it was the first time I ever landed at Quakertown, and the runway actually is a downgrade, so you can see that I'm working real hard to make this landing. So wasn't my best landing, but it's always tough to land at a new airport. So you can see my face. I am like, oh my gosh, you know, crazy.
Alright, so that landing wasn't that great. I'm glad the camera cut off. That landing sucked too.
Quakertown, serious, clearly active.
Alright, nobody on final. Flaps are up. Trimmer set for takeoff mixture, full rips.
Okay, so I'm gonna take off from Quakertown and end this video. And it may seem like I'm whining about my landings. Well, just a little disappointed, but you know, this just wasn't my day. And this last winter time flying just presented a serious challenge for me.
Alright, heels to the floor, full power. Engine instrument screen, oil temp, oil pressure, suction on, look good. Airspeed is alive. And rotate. Alright, so first landing at Quakertown, that 1-1, like coming downhill like that was every, I'm telling you, man, everything. Quakertown traffic, Cessna 92789, right crosswind turn out to the east, last call Quakertown.
So as I make my last call out from Quakertown and I make my way back to Doylestown, I just want to thank you guys for all joining me on this journey. And please excuse all the whining about my bad landings. I realize that every time I get to do this, it is a monumental blessing. And it's one that I will never take for granted. I just want to do better. I want to be the best pilot I can be. So I tend to be a little hard on myself. But, you know, that's just the nature of, you know, wanting to be good at something. So, and I love this. I love this aviation thing. I love the aviation journey that I'm on. And I'm glad that the good Lord put this before me. So, all right, without further ado, that's it for this video. Thank you for joining me on this edition of Russ Can Fly. So Russ Can Fly, I'm out. Peace.